So here we go. I'm going to read this article. I've never read this article. It says Hollywood helped Chapo's twin betrayers become major traffickers. By Chivis for Borderland Beat, 11/10/2012. Windy City Kid contributed this interesting tie-in that relates to my post, The Twins Who Betrayed Chapo. Interesting backstory. Many people have stated that the twins would not have been able to move 500 plus keys a month if it wasn't for Hollywood. He was one of their main customers for 250 plus keys at a time. He was their primary distributor from the Black Street gangs on the South Side, as well as other Midwestern states and East Coast. The twins had a number of customers, and Milwaukee would be fronted 20 or 50 a week. But few customers like Kiley that would be fronted 100 keys, a fourth of a ton at a time. All right, so this is the infamous Kiley. We've heard a lot about him, known as Hollywood. Feds, international brocane ring tied to Henry County. Windy City Kid, the Flores twins' largest customer. His home in Atlanta, above and below where he was living at the time of his unaliving. Beautiful home. His home in Atlanta, above and below where he was living at the time of his unaliving. Right? Not so beautiful, but a home nonetheless. He bought 2 houses next door to each other, including a 6-bedroom, 6-bath brick home worth $769,000, according to Henry County property records. He also bought a 3-bedroom home worth $93,000 and had it bricked to look just like the larger house. He put up a large fence around the 2 homes, complete with gate and call box at the entrance, the only one on the block. But as fancy cars, Porsches, Maseratis, Ferraris, Mercedes came and went in the middle of the night, neighbors began to think differently of Murray. Beautiful cars you dream about, would come in. There would be tons of cars and then nothing, no activity. A mother of 2 who lives in the neighborhood said Friday. This week, neighbors learned what is behind the gate. Federal prosecutors say Kiley Murray, 37, is part of an international brocane trafficking ring tied to $1.8 billion in rug sales. He was arrested Wednesday when police raided his Scarborough Road home in Henry County. He was a customer of a Chicago distribution crew, the infamous Twins, that was getting brocane wholesale from the Mexican cartels, said Randall Samborn, spokesman for the U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois. Murray is charged with conspiring with others to distribute 5 kilos of brocane and 1 kilo of heroin, according to a federal indictment. Murray is now on his way to Chicago, where he will appear before a federal judge for a detention hearing, Samborn said Friday. I knew something wasn't right because he seemed to have more money than God, and they never worked, the mother of 2 said. The neighbors asked their names not be used for fear of their family's safety. On Friday, parents in Murray's neighborhood spent the afternoon chatting at school bus stops about the raid and wondering what will happen to the gated mansion that has since been seized by federal prosecutors. It's unclear if Murray's family is still living in the Ellenwood house. There was no answer at the home Friday afternoon. The neighbor said she came home from taking her children to school Wednesday and saw about 20 police cars at Murray's house. A white box truck was backed into the driveway while officers loaded furniture, computers, and filing cabinets into the truck. After filling the truck, a U-Haul pulled up and took more of Murray's belongings, 2 neighbors said. Henry County Police said they also seized 3 vehicles, including a BMW and a GMC Denali. They were there for about 5 hours, said another neighbor who lives a few houses down. I thought it was strange they were going through his garbage, but it was trash day, literally. Neighbors said neither Murray nor his wife or 3 children, including a teenage son, a teenage daughter, and a little boy, used the pool, gated basketball court, or large yard at the home. They never came outside. People came in to do their lawn, their pool, everything. I don't even know if they checked their own mail, the mother of 2 said. The kids weren't even allowed outside to play. Murray was one of 43 alleged rug leaders indicted this week by the U.S. Attorney as part of a federal crackdown on narcotics sales between the U.S. and Mexico. The indictments include 10 Mexican rug cartel leaders, said Laura Sweeney, a spokeswoman for the U.S. Department of Justice. Investigators are working to seize $8.65 million that Murray and his conspirators made from rug sales. According to the federal indictment, they've already seized the Ellenwood home and 6 properties in Chicago. Murray, who also go by the name Kiley, Cal, or Hollywood, worked with several other rug traffickers in Chicago, according to the indictment. All of the other arrests were made in Chicago and New York, Sweeney said. In addition to the arrest, police are working to seize a total of $1.8 billion in cash proceeds from the drug sales, said Patrick J. Fitzgerald, U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Illinois. The Chicago Ring, which Murray was affiliated with, handled 1,500 to 2,000 kilos of cocaine a month, Fitzgerald said. They used submarines, private planes, cargo ships, and tractor-trailers to transport the cocaine, prosecutors said. 18 months later, Kiley Murray of the 113th block of South Calumet Avenue was pronounced unalived at the scene of a drive-by shooting, according to a spokesman for the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. Preliminary report said Murray was walking to his house shortly after 9 p.m. when a white vehicle pulled up and 2 male suspects jumped out, police said. One of the suspects shot the man. As of Wednesday, nobody was in custody in connection with the shooting. Chicago police are investigating the case. Murray was out on a $250,000 secured bond at the time of his death. He was arrested in Henry County in August 2009 and later transferred to Chicago, where he was indicted on charges of conspiracy to possess with intent to distribute 5 kilos or more of cocaine and 1 kilo or more of heroin, said Randall Samborn, a spokesman with the U.S. Attorney's Office in Chicago. A month later, Murray was released on the secured bond and was under electronic monitoring and home detention. He was later allowed to remain free until 10 p.m., and the electronic monitoring was discontinued in September of this year, Samborn said. Murray also was allowed to travel between Chicago and Atlanta. He had a status hearing scheduled for next Tuesday, Samborn said. We don't believe there was a trial date set, said Samborn, who declined to discuss Murray's death. We got his obituary here. United States District Court for the Northern District of Illinois Eastern Division, United States of America, under seal, Kiley Murray, a.k.a. Kiley, a.k.a. Cal, a.k.a. Hollywood. Violation, Title 21, United States Code, Section 846. The special February 2008-2 grand jury charges, beginning in or about 2000 and continuing until at least in or about January 2009 at Chicago in the Northern District of Illinois Eastern Division and elsewhere. Kiley Murray, also known as Kiley, Cal, and Hollywood. Defendant herein did conspire with others known and unknown to the grand jury, knowingly and intentionally to possess with intent to distribute and to distribute a controlled substance, namely 5 kilos of or more of mixtures and substances containing a detectable amount of cocaine, a Schedule II narcotic rug-controlled substance, and 1 kilogram or more of mixtures and substances containing heroin, a Schedule I narcotic rug controlled substance in violation of Title 21. Sorry, I said a Schedule I for the cocaine. Cocaine is Schedule II. Bud is Schedule I. So y'all crazy. Forfeiture allegations. Special February grand jury further charges that the allegations of the indictment are realleged and fully incorporated herein for the purpose of alleging forfeiture of the United States pursuant to Title 21, blah, blah, blah. Kiley Murray, the interests of the defendant subject to forfeiture to the United States include but are not limited to approximately $8.65 million. It is the intent of the United States to seek forfeiture of substitute property, including but not limited to the following. And it gives a bunch of addresses, and they want it all right? Seem to be their biggest customer, their go-to guy. We'll talk to them more about him in the future.